Hi, I'm Shirlaine from TSC Tuition, and today I'll be talking about the different kinds of essay prompts. I'm wearing headphones and filming on my phone today because we're all working from home and there are a couple of noise issues going on at the moment. But anyways, essay prompts. I would say in that most essay prompts, this is for text essay, right, not the comparative. For most essay prompts, they fall into two categories. So one is a do you agree kind of question, and then the other kind is the discuss kind of question. Now, these can take various forms. So let's talk about the do you agree first. These kinds of prompts commonly all kind of really sound the same. To what extent do you agree? Do you agree that? Is it true that? What they're really asking is for you to either agree or disagree with the statement that they've provided. So they'll give you, usually some sort of a controversial, debatable statement, is character heroic or not? Is this character truly sympathetic? Is this villain the victim of his own undoing, etc., etc.? So all of these prompts, what they're really asking you is to consider the truth or untruthfulness of the statement. So they're asking you, is it true that statement is correct, or is it not true that the statement is correct? When you're talking about a prompt like this, you're really considering the different factors that go into a resulting plot point, right? So, for example, if we're talking about, say, Macbeth, is Macbeth ultimately, the victim of his own ambition, for example? And there we're asking, is he the one who is solely at fault for what happens to him and for, all the terrible things that he does? When we're being asked to consider a statement like this and whether or not it's true, we have to take into account what other things could have caused this resulting plot point, right? So we have to consider, all right, was it, some of it Lady Macbeth's fault? Was some of it the witch's fault? Etc., etc. Other essay prompts could ask you to consider statements about a character's integrity or their worthiness of some sort. So a lot of these statements are usually, about the heroism of particular characters or the villainy of the characters, or whether or not a character is redeemed or irredeemable, etc., etc. So that's what we're really talking about in a do you agree kind of essay prompt. The other kind of essay prompt, the discuss, could take various forms. So a lot of the times it's just discuss this statement. Other times it is, how true is it that yada, yada, yada. But what it's really asking you to do, regardless of how this question is phrased, is to discuss or talk about or expand on how the statement is true. So it's not asking you, is it true? So with for example, the Macbeth essay prompt, it's not asking, is he, whose fault is it? That's not what it's asking. It's saying, we already at least partly assume that Macbeth is at fault for his undoing. So what the question is asking is, in what kinds of ways is it true? So for example, let's say we're talking about a current Year 12 text, like, what's a current Year 12 text? Let me have a look. Station 11. Very topical. Let's say we're talking about Station 11 and the prompt is something like, Station 11 proves that survival is not enough, is definitely not enough. Discuss, right? Let's say that's the prompt. What you're being asked to discuss there is, in what ways does the novel prove that this statement is true, that survival is indeed not enough? So in what ways does the novel expand on that idea that human beings need to do more than just survive to get through to the next day, right? So in what ways does the novel show that human beings need more, right? Is it through the art? Is it through the Museum of Artifacts, etc., etc.? It's not asking you, is survival enough? That's already agreed, right? The statement or the essay prompt is, we're all on the same page here. Survival isn't enough. So then what you're being asked to do in the prompt is to expand on, how is this true? So it's very important that when we look at an essay prompt that we figure out which of these two questions the prompt is asking. Is it asking you to debate the veracity of a statement, the truthfulness of a statement? Or is it already assuming that a statement is at least partially true and you are therefore required to explain in what ways that statement is true? So I hope that was helpful. As always, like and subscribe to all of our social media so you can get our latest tips and tricks to achieving your best in your English subject. And if you'd like to get some one-to-one tutoring, please contact us and we can get in touch with you. Thanks for watching.